How's it going, guys? Today's tutorial we're going to be going a little bit more over variables. You may have noticed that this program index skips one from the last tutorial. That's just because I skipped one of the tutorials I'd made because I realized I'd already been over most of the stuff and there wasn't really anything new to cover in it. So, alright, variables. Now, you can almost make any kind of variable you want to make. As long as it doesn't start out with a number, it can start out with an underscore or a letter, or uh, it pretty much just an underscore or a letter is what it can start out with, and any of the rest of the characters can be underscores, letters, numbers, anything besides stuff like any of this. You can't put any of that in there. That won't work. So let's get started. Now, if you may have already noticed that I type my variables like this right here. You see, this is called Camel Case. And what this is, you start off with a lowercase letter, and then every new word in your variable, you start it with a capital. And you want to be descriptive in your variable names so that you know what to do. You don't want to just put like B equals 100, because then you're going to forget what B stands for, and you want your programs to be easily readable. So let's go over and type in some more variables. You want to try to keep your variables short. You don't want to have them over 15 characters. You want them descriptive but short, because you don't want your program to, you don't want some super long thing as a variable name just like that. You don't want that. Make your program harder to read and defeat the point. So those are how you normally type variables. Now here is a constant variable. This is how you want to type a constant variable out. You want to type it in all caps, and that helps you remember that this variable is not going to change. Now remember that you do not have to type your variables out like this. You can type them out almost however you want them, as long as you go by the specifications that I was talking about earlier about not starting with numbers and stuff like that. But this is standard practice. This is how most everybody writes their variables. Camel Case for variables that are subject to change, and all caps with underscores in between the words for variables that don't change. And that's just so that you can look at this and you can tell, well, hey, this variable is not supposed to change. So here we add two variables together and assign them to a new variable. So this right here, if you remember, Brothers in Arms up here is 100 and Castle Defenders 200. That's how many men they have is what I was writing, and this is the weight of their armor, weight of heavy armor. But anyways, this right here is the same as typing out 100 plus 200, but you type it like this, and this makes it more readable so that you or other programmers working on the same project can remember what the numbers are for. So now here is the same thing except for multiplication, and you can see this is gonna be the weight of all the heavy armor the Brothers in Arms are wearing, if every single one of them is wearing heavy armor. So now let's print out these into strings to show you how this works. And then I'm gonna do this here, what I normally do. Man, I can't type today. Alright. So now This right here is going to print out how many brothers in arms there are. This is going to print out how many castle defenders are. This is going to print out the combination of the two when they ally. This will show you the weight of one heavy armor, and this will show you the total weight of all the heavy armor that the brothers in arms are using. So let's go ahead and press F5, save it, and see, here you go. It shows you exactly as we thought it would show you. It shows you all the numbers stored in the variables. And now we could have just went through here and typed in, like I'll show you, 100, 200, 100. Okay, so brothers in arms are 100 plus castle defenders 200, not 2000, and then this is 100 times 100. Yeah, just like that. This is 100. This is 200. This is 100 times, or 100 plus 200. This is 100, and this is going to be 100 times 100. Okay, so now press F5, save it, yes. And as you can see, this prints the exact same thing as this out. But looking at this, it's really hard to tell what any of this is actually calculating, because it's not named. It's just numbers, and that's bad programming right there. You don't want to do that. You want to add this. It's called syntactic sugar, and what it does is just help you remember and help show people looking at your code what all these numbers are for. So it's getting kind of long. I'm going to go ahead and end the tutorial there. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.